quick one. Shutdown headlines plus new SNAP work rules got everybody acting brave on the internet. Tonight, we're going to watch the chest thumping, the threats, and the people who just did the work anyway. You tell me who earns your respect by the end.
Hey, y'all, what y'all doing? People losing their damn mind because come November 1st, food stamps will not be on their damn cards. And even some of them talking about stealing.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit.
First of all, you're on the internet talking about you're about to go steal on November 1st because your food stamps is not coming on a card. Don't you know the FBI, the CIA, and the police is looking at all y'all talking about going to steal? Don't y'all know that? You're not the brightest candle in the candle holder, huh? Second of all, if you can get your ass up to go steal, you can get your ass up to go get a job. I'm just saying. And I don't mind about disabled people and people that really can't work like old people. I understand if they need a little assistance. But if you're able-bodied and you young and you having 50,000 kids, girl, please, go get a job. It's over. No more food stamps for you tonight. It is over. Donald Trump ain't changing his mind.
FAFO.
What in your right mind think that you could sit up and have 55 million babies and think that I'm going to have to pay for the rest of my damn life? Bitch, please. See, the problem is the Democrats got y'all thinking that y'all could stay on food stamps and the Section 8 and the government assistance forever. That's how they get y'all votes. I'm here to tell you. No. Moral of the story is, take your ass out there if you want to. When you come out of that grocery store with that basket, you're going to find somebody waiting on your ass. I'm just saying. Girl, welcome to the working force, okay? You talking about you need food for your kids? Get a job at McDonald's. Kids love Happy Meals. You can get all the free fries you want.
Hey, I worked at McDonald's. That's a lie. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to go ahead and say it for the people. Satire. Satire or not, that's the tone all over your feed right now. At least my timeline. Broad brush. Everybody lazy. Zero nuance, huh? Cool. Let's put the energy next to some numbers and a little common sense real quick, though. Then we'll check the people actually living it. First, someone with smoke or scammers, but a word for thrift. Watch how I get put together.
The month of November, they told all the southern states to hold back Section 8 and their EBT benefits, okay? So that means that no Thanksgiving and no Christmas, okay? So therefore, it was only supposed to have been a temporary thing, okay? I'm hearing people all up on this internet here talking about what they're going to do. They was getting $4,200 a month. What they was going to do. They was getting $1,200 a month in food stamps. But they all on iPhones. You're on iPhones. You're on Android. That's a luxury, okay? To the government, that's a luxury, okay? To the government, you're not supposed to have cable, okay? To the government, there's a lot of things that was not prioritized right on Section 8, because Section 8, was supposed to be on it for 20 years, okay? To get food stamps, was supposed to get food stamps for 17 years. I hear one lady said that she had one child starting on it, but she got 6. How did you do that? Okay, I can understand maybe 1 or 2, the second one slipped out, but you had another 4 more. So then I hear a lady that was in a wheelchair, and she's sympathetic, but then she got 8 children. How you do that? How you lay down in the bedroom and you get 8 children and you're in a wheelchair? I don't understand. And you got to go back to the basics. You got to go back to oatmeal, and you got to go back to cornflakes, okay? Rice and chicken never gets old, okay? You're going to have to go back to cinnamon sugar on buttered toast. You got to go back to the basics. You got to go back to evaporated milk and sugar. That's your milk right there, honey, and put some little sweetener in it. And that's what you got to go back to. You got to go back to the basics. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. That never gets old, okay? You got to go back to Spam sandwiches. You got to go back to liverwurst, and you got to go back to those type of meats and stuff by the bulk, okay? Sardines and cans never get old, and crackers. You've got to go back to the basics, okay? So this is why you're not getting a lot of sympathy from American people, because we've been trying to get it out in the mud. Some of us only have $300 to $500 to last us to the next payday, and we got to divide that into 14 days, and we got to make it do what it do, okay? So that's why you're not getting a lot of sympathy from people who have to work, because we're paying for that. We're paying into that for you guys to live a life of luxury. But my thing is, this is why you're not being a lot of sympathy from the working class, is because we've got to get it out of the mud ourselves. The government ain't helping us. We're feeding into the system so you can have a better life.
Thank you, Trump. Thank you, sir, for cutting their asses off. No more handouts. The ride is over. Scammers, please listen to me. It is time for you all to get off your lazy, horrible asses and find a job ASAP. I cannot wait for November 1st. Thank you, Trump.
Dum, dum, dum. Now, the woman, she's right. Democrats sold people luxury living off taxpayer money. iPhone, weaves, nails, Section 8 for decades. Now, the bills do. Trump's policy said, you want help? Fine. But you'll work. And guess what? America's working class finally had breathing room. You can't be on the couch forever crying oppression while scrolling TikTok on a $1,200 phone. Now, watch the exact mindset that made this mess.
I got an email from EBT. I used to get $740 a month for my two kids, and we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I got to work 20 hours a week. Okay. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They got to help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on. Y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars, but when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
This man really said taxpayers work for me. Nah, my guy. No. Democrats work for you, not taxpayers. That's the problem. Trump built an economy where even part-time work put money in your pocket, right? Biden built one where part-time work barely buys gas to drive to freaking work. 80 hours a month ain't slavery. It's structure. And when people start quoting scripture, you know it's getting real.
You got people all over the internet talking about if they don't get their food stamps next month, how they gonna go into these people's stores and take what they need. Talking all bold, like people owe them something. But I got a question. What makes you think that you entitled to take anything that you ain't worked for? You want another man or woman to get out there, plow the field, break their backs while you sit back and watch, and you want to eat off their labor? The devil is a lie.
Hallelujah.
That's what you call bold, entitled, warped way of thinking. If you mad at anybody, talk to God about it, because it's in his word. If a man chooses not to work, then he should not eat. God never blesses idleness. He blesses the works of our hands. Not all of these excuses, entitled mindsets coming out of our mouths. You wouldn't let us move into your place, eat your food, use your water, or sleep in your bed without your permission, right? So, why would you try to sit up here and justify going into these people's stores that they built with their sweat, hours, and sacrifice? We got to stop glorifying self-inflicted struggles. Ooh. Get up off your behind and do what they're asking you to do. 20 hours, that's it. You do it with everything else. God feeds the birds. He just expects that the nest be built. So if you got questions, here's the answers. Stop waiting for a handout. Stop moving your mouth. Start moving them hands. Because guess what? If you don't work,
you don't
9 times out of 10, you're not going to eat.
Now, say what you want, but she's totally right. That verse hit hard during Trump's era because people were actually working. His first term, that is. Democrats twisted to guilt trip they try to guilt trip the wrong people. The message ain't hate the poor. It's respect the effort. That's all he's saying. All we saying. God blesses the grind, not the government. Now, speaking of facts, because faith needs to meet them. Speaking of facts, let's talk about the EBT hustle Democrats pretend don't exist.
All these people gonna pay their light bill if they can't sell food stamps. Cause y'all know a lot of people be selling their stamps, right? So how they gonna pay their rent? How they gonna pay their light bill?
Wow.
And they can't sell stamps.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know somebody. I'm just trying to figure it out. Cause the food stamps we have in multi-purposes now. All these people gonna pay their light bill if they can't sell food stamps.
Wow, man. See, that's the choir part out loud right there. People do sell food stamps for cash, and Democrats treat it like it's folklore or something like that. Meanwhile, Trump's USDA called out billions in fraud and pushed work programs to stop it. You can't keep blaming Republicans when you're literally trafficking taxpayer money. EBT, ATM is equal to ATM to these people. But here's the part that made me say, nah.
All I know is if I don't receive my benefits this month, the food stamps, I feel bad for the motherfucking shop, right? I will just be rolling my cart out that bitch like I paid for it. But I guess the card just didn't work this month. It'll work next month. I owe y'all now, I guess, because I'm going to be eating Thanksgiving. Fuck you talking about? I'm eating for Thanksgiving. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. And I'm having turkey, ham, all the good shit. Fuck that shit. All I know
Now,
is...
this right here, peak entitlement. Bros planning a Thanksgiving heist because the free buffet closed. Under Trump, grocery stores, actually can have jobs. Under Biden, they was locking up the cheese behind bulletproof glass. It's embarrassing and it proves exactly why the right's been saying work reform needed to happen. Theft is not activism, all right? Now, let's close it with someone who actually earned her meal. I'm going to go take a second and rest my back.
Okay, young mothers, the ones with 3, 4, and 5 and more kids. I see a lot of y'all on here complaining about not getting your food stamps or SNAP benefits. Now it's time to show your strength as a mother. See, a mother is not about just laying up, having kids, and waiting on the government, because that's not the government job. The government went on board when you was having fun to get them, okay? I'm not saying this to be mean, but I just want you to the ones that do hear this, I want you to understand something. We had hard times as always been, okay? And imagine when people was having 10 kids, such as my mom, and having to take care of 10 kids and keeping us in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Then we moved to Lakewood Estates into a 5-bedroom, 3 baths. My mom did it by herself. She didn't sit up and wait on something to come. She wasn't sitting up waiting on food stamps. My mama did what she had to do. So it taught me to do what I had to do for my 3 kids. And mind me, I had a lot of challenges with 3 disabled kids. I remember times when I couldn't keep a job. I'd get a job and lose it. I went to school and I finished for medical transcriptionist. Then I went back to school and got my CNA. Then I went back to school and got cosmetology. I was always going to school to try to better myself, as well as take care of my kids. And when I couldn't do and get into the field that I went to school for, I had to wash windows. I had to mop floors. I had to clean toilets. Do you know what my day was like? After I wake up and make sure my kids are to the bus stop, and yes, I walked my kids to the bus stop. They'll tell you mama stood there and watched. Okay? After that was done, then it was time for me to get on the bus. I would catch the bus from my house to Williams Park. From Williams Park to Central Plaza. From Central Plaza to the VA hospital. From the VA hospital to Seminole, Florida. And guess what? Then I got off the bus and had to walk the rest way. Sometimes it was 2 miles to get to the house, okay?
And if that's what it took for me to feed my kids, that's what it took. See, when you have kids with sickle cell, or back in the days, they didn't give you money because sickle cell wasn't considered as a disability. You know how it go. Because, more the African Americans and the Indians and Native Americans, them are the type of people that mostly have the sickle cell. So, yes, they wasn't qualified. But I took care of my kids anyway. My kids never had to worry about where they're going to stay because guess what? If don't care what kind of fight I had to fight to keep them a roof over their head, this is the house we stayed in. Okay, when I wanted this house for $1, I went back, had this house gutted out and remodeled, and that was the money I had to pay. And every time I got into a real bad predicament, which was like 2 times in life, I knew I had this house as equity. Okay, so find your way to build some equity. Find your way to get out and not be too good to work. Some of y'all have cars, you won't even get out and DoorDash your Uber because you're looking at it as the Lord of the barrel, but you're the first ones to order from those companies. These people that you see out here that's gig working, they're going to get theirs, okay? And you better learn how to go get yours. If you was able to lay up and have kids, don't depend on the government to take care of your kids that you decided to lay up and have. You might get mad at me, but I'm telling you the truth, because if you are a real mama, instead of getting mad at me for what I said, you would take heed to what I'm saying. Because what I'm trying to do is give you the key and tell you the secret to getting yours so you won't have to suffer and wait on the government to do everything for you. Because let me tell you something, them guys that you're taking home, Tom, Dick, and Harry, they ain't gonna be there. Every so often, you might see a Leon this day, but that's every so often. So learn how to be a mama. A mama ain't sitting around applying for everything she can get, for everything from food stamps to Section 8. A real mama, she's a hustler. She's going to get hers. And I also want to say this to the ones that's walking around here thinking you getting over on the government. You get your hair done, your nails done, the expensive clothes, the trim, walking around, snotty nose, looking like I don't know what. You know what? Before your life is over, you got a lot to learn. Also, when I was taking care of my kids, you think I had all of that? I didn't care about all that foolishness. I didn't care about name brand or nothing. You know what name brand my kids want? When I went to the Salvation Army, got washed it up and ironed it. Nobody knew. Everybody thought we had a lot of money. Okay? It's how you do things. And as for nails and if I didn't polish them, they didn't get done. And for my hair, as up to date also, if my hair, see how my hair is? I do my own hair. Been doing it since I was young. And I remember the times when I didn't have shoes to wear. You know those jailhouse flip-flops? I wore them. But guess what? My kids didn't suffer. And my household didn't suffer. I was all right because I was who I am. A mother. And a damn good one at that.
I know that's right. This woman embodies what Democrats don't want people to see. Strength without victimhood. She cleaned toilets, muted miles, and built equity without waiting on a politician to, give her a handout. That's Trump's America. Pride, ownership, and hard work. Not handouts. My stance, stop the fraud, protect the needy. Excuse me. And if you can work, you should. Plain and simple. It's not cruelty, that's common sense. Trump actually said it best. We want every American to be independent, not dependent. Democrats built the problem. I see right now the Republicans are trying to clean it up. So if you made it to the end and you want me to know it, put in the comment section, work. You're going to put the word work. If you disagree, argue with results, not feelings in the comment section. Other than that, y'all be safe. Please go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life, all right? Peace. I can't even do the deuces. Hold on.